protagonists or heroes, the whole show is purposely based on them, which is quite general and obviously known. But that doesn't mean they run the show as well. Most of the time, it's the other side roles that make any series popular, interesting, and arguably there are several anime characters who deserve their own show to explore themselves even more. The talk is always about the main character. After all, they cover most of the series, but that left us with less screen time of some of our favorite characters. Levi and Gojo. Both are immensely popular, but they share very less time on the big screen. Or in other words, they don't get it because they're not the sole protagonist of their series. And there are many more like them. Since there are so many worthy characters, we decided to come up with a list of anime characters that deserve their own show. There are seriously so many great anime spin-offs that need to happen. So, without any further ado, let's get started. 10. Hisoka Moro from Hunter x Hunter. Hisoka anime characters who deserve their own show. The one thing which you'll like about the Hunter x Hunter series is the diversity of characters in it, especially the antagonists. Their introduction at each stage of the story makes the viewers jump out of their seats, and Hisoka is one such character who made his introduction at the very beginning of the series. Although, he looks like a joker, but he's more dangerous than that, and Gon Killua realized it during the Heaven's Arena arc. Unfortunately, the audience never got to witness Hisoka much in action, and his past belongings were also never explored. A spin-off series about Hisoka will not be a bad move, as fans will be enlightened to watch him even more. 9. Kisuke Urahara from Bleach. Kisuke Urahara came as a rescuer for Ichigo Kurosaki when he was going through his initial phase of being a substitute Soul Reaper. As a great anime mentor, he gave him valuable lessons about mastering his Zanpakuto and utilizing its true potential so that he can confront the higher-ups of the Soul Society. His true identity wasn't revealed until Yoruichi gave a brief introduction about him to Ichigo. Urahara has very few appearances in the entirety of Bleach, despite being a major character in the series. There haven't been much of instances where his days in Soul Society, as a member of Godai 13, have been ever talked about. Although, there are several other revolving pieces in Bleach, but it would be very amusing to know the past life of Urahara. 8. Escanor from the Seven Deadly Sins. Escanor was Lion's sin of pride of the Seven Deadly Sins, who was known throughout the kingdom of Lyonesse as the strongest holy knight. His sacred treasure was the divine axe, Rita, and his inherent power was called Sunshine, which made him capable of obtaining extreme powers during the day, even surpassing that of Meliodas. He is one of the very few anime characters who deserve their own show, not because of a terrible past or character development, but arguably because of his extraordinary abilities and strength. All the moments in the series involving Escanor have always been epic, and fans can't get enough of his charming personality, which is why it's necessary to give him a deserving sequel. 7. Gojo Satoru from Jujutsu Kaisen. Satoru Gojo, the handsome stylish guy, is a special grade Jujutsu sorcerer and a teacher at Jujutsu Tech. In the history of the sorcery world, Gojo is recognized as the strongest Jujutsu sorcerer ever existed, and is invincible in terms of strength power. Certainly, he's not the protagonist of the series, still, he steals the show every time. Gojo acquires a lot of abilities which include limitless cursed energy, infinity, hollow purple, and unlimited void, making him an extremely overpowered anime character of all time. Don't forget his special 6 eyes, which are both charming and dangerous at the same time. Well, Gojo surely needs his own show focused only on him, but considering his popularity in the Jujutsu Kaisen community, there isn't any need for it. 6. Roy Mustang from Fullmetal Alchemist. Roy Mustang is a fan-favorite character in the Fullmetal Alchemist franchise and is highly admired for his ambitious journey. Entitled with the Flame Alchemist of Amestra State Military, Roy Mustang was once a top-level officer. However, after the demise of King Bradley, he certainly was the top contender to become the next Führer of Amestris. But, unfortunately, fans never got to see Roy becoming a Führer and realizing his ambitions. His good intentions of improving the Amestrian state military from the inside to avoid pointless wars was left incomplete in the series. There are plenty of fans out there who would like to see Roy's journey fulfilled and watch him grow as a character. 5. Vegeta from Dragon Ball. The last few years have demonstrated very clearly that Dragon Ball is now ready to expand into a franchise of multiple series. Gohan and Goten are getting their deserving movie sequel, and it needs to be made sure that one of them should be dedicated to the Saiyan Prince Vegeta as well. It would all be rich Dragon Ball adventure and character exploration for fans to dig into. Putting Vegeta into a Dragon Ball series focused on his royal status and the obligations it brings is something that Dragon Ball Super has been working toward. all along. Vegeta's arc in DBS has taken him leagues away from the bad boy antihero he was in Dragon Ball Z, and it is now time to give him his own spin-off series, one that would also feature other fan-favorite Scion characters the franchise has recently introduced. 4. Levi Ackerman from Attack on Titan, humanity's strongest soldier and mighty hero, are some of the widely used nicknames given to the current squad captain of the Survey Corps, Levi Ackerman. As one of the toughest soldiers, he demonstrated his capability several times in the series and proved his worth many times. Despite losing his comrades at different stages, he never surrendered himself in front of the enemy. Even without any special kind of powers, Levi was able to survive in the Titan world just by his superior swordsman technique's high intelligence. The only sequel Attack on Titan fans need is of Levi Ackerman, where his past and the struggles he went through before joining Survey Corps can be elaborated on briefly. Furthermore, we may also get to see the history of the powerful anime bloodline of Ackermans. 3. El Laureate from Death Note. El Laureate, or El in short, was the first person in Death Note who knew about the real identity of Kira. Through his keen intelligence, El succeeded in pulling the smartest criminal like Kira to a corner. Without the help of El, it was almost impossible for the Japanese police and Interpol to detect the culprit behind all the deaths. El became such a nuisance for Kira that he had to eliminate him, which was the most saddening moment of Death Note, leaving all the fans disheartened. And respectfully, a series solely based on El and his initial detective days is a must. It can also involve El's successors En and Mello, which would be a satisfying show for everyone. 2. Itachi Uchiha from Naruto. Every anime fan will arguably agree on the fact that Itachi Uchiha is one of the best anime characters who need their own show right at the moment. Kishimoto created such a brilliant character that is pretty hard to find these days. Itachi's whole life was dedicated to Konoha, and this just shows how big of a sacrifice he made. Although a few episodes of Naruto Shippuden covered a little bit of Itachi's story, that is still not enough for the audience. Following this legendary ninja as he goes from a young prodigy enlisted in the war to a supposed mass murderer and rebel would make for a great sequel story. That would be a proper farewell to the Incredibles of Itachi. 1. Shanks from One Piece. The introduction of Shanks is pretty early in the series, as he made his debut before the completion of 10 episodes in One Piece. But after that, he barely is seen in the series, and you can easily count his appearances at your fingertips. However, the progress he made so far is very intriguing as the series goes on. Shanks is revealed to be more than how he originally seemed, having a history with some of the most dangerous and feared pirates to ever sail, such as Blackbeard and Gold. Roger himself. A spin-off starring the red-hair pirate captain would be interesting to see, revealing his origins, how he joined the Roger Pirates, and eventually forming his own crew. Maybe we'll not get to see a sequel, but One Piece film Red can act as a replacement for it. Which one of the following anime characters is your favorite? Feel free to comment down your thoughts and make sure to recommend us some other characters like the ones listed above. Also, don't forget to share this videos with your fellow otaku friends. We post daily anime, so make sure to follow us on Instagram. You can also check out our anime ranking page for more videos like this.